Mr. Mayor, the next item on the agenda is the coronavirus.
Give me one more second, sorry. It's loading,
Okay.
sorry. Okay, we are good now.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, the next item on the agenda is the coronavirus COVID-19 update. I don't know if you have one.
I do not have the numbers from today. They did not get posted. Department of Health did not give them to me today. But as of yesterday, we had 20 new positive cases. And from March, we have 1,500 cases in the city of Garfield. And those numbers may seem high, but when you break down the data compared to the amount of residents we have, the percentage is equal to any other municipality in our area, give or take a point or two. So, when you go to some of these small municipalities and their numbers seem a lot less, but when you take their percentages are higher than ours. So yes, when you have 20 a day, when you have 36,000 residents or 32,000 residents, 20 a day does not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. And when you go to another municipality and they only have 18,000 residents and they get 12, well, their percentage is a lot higher than ours. So sometimes it's not about the number, it's about the percentages. So we broke down the percentages and our percentages are, not good, but not as bad as people may think it is in Bergen County. So with that, that is our coronavirus update. All right, Drew.
The next item on the agenda is the report of the city manager.
For the benefit of the citizens and taxpayers of the city, I would like to report, I have indicated at prior council meetings that our expense side of our budget has been cut anywhere from $450,000 to $500,000. We need to address the revenue side of our budget. The state legislature recently unanimously passed legislation that allows us to do something called Coronavirus Relief Act borrowing. I have recommended to the governing body tonight that we take advantage of that opportunity. Our city finance officer, Roy Rigatano, and our city auditor, Dieter Lurch, have concurred with that recommendation. We are looking to borrow $2 million. It will be borrowed at a very cheap rate, and it will allow us to get through these COVID times. There is an ordinance on the table tonight, which I asked the support of the governing body to introduce it. There's a companion resolution as well. Again, this will give us the flexibility necessary for next budget year, and we will have to start paying it back in 2022. Municipalities up and down the state are availing themselves of this opportunity, and I'm asking that the city do it. People have heard me say that we have a significant surplus. I've asked if we could borrow against the surplus. I have been advised that we cannot. It would negatively impact the borrowing rate of the city of Garfield, and we cannot allow that to happen. So my recommendation is, and my request is that there be support for this $2 million borrowing resolution and ordinance this evening. In terms of the governing body, not a decision to be made tonight, but and particularly for our new council members, we have the opportunity to file a community development application for a community development block grant. It is due January 29th. I have put a number of proposals on the table. One of the proposals is to address the drainage, the old Fleischer's Brook running through the old 4th Ward area where the brook was rerouted under Lanza Avenue and out into the Passaic River. The culverts there need to be repaired. Another subject that I made was in the Market Street area, there are drainage issues. Residents sent a petition in a couple of months ago, a few months back. They sent a petition in, please address the drainage issues on Market Street and Division Ave in that particular area. We were going to do that when we did the stadium renovation, because in the old railroad siding, which runs behind Fire Company number 4, there are drainage lines for the city. Those drainage lines, we were going to add to those drainage lines to give some relief to that particular neighborhood. And the third project that I threw out there was stairs at either end of Schley Street. And when we get to the engineer, he can kind of just quickly address those. So the decision does not have to be made now, but in January, I need you to start thinking about it. And I will be copying the two new members of the governing body on all my communications going forward. So that started just a couple of days ago, and we're working on getting them their own Garfield email address. For the benefit of the mayor and council, we were denied community development block grant funding for testing and for senior meal support. However, we applied for reimbursement of that amount, $19,307 under the CARES Act, and that was approved. So that's a good thing. River Drive, Phase 3. We had a unique opportunity present itself. We have something called the TAPS grant. It's a federal grant. The federal grant, examples of its use in the city, again, for the benefit of the new council members, was at school number 9 and school number 4, where we did sidewalk work, we did special crosswalks, et cetera. And that was done with a program called Safe Routes to Schools, but it's a federal program. So I went to Rutgers and took the 6 courses necessary to become a federal grant administrator. So we administer those grants right within the city itself. We have a TAPS grant as well for the Passaic Street streetscape. And with Mr. Boswell's assistance, we had limited time, but we put in to continue the Riverwalk. Phase 2 of the Riverwalk is going to be River Drive, both sides from Monroe Street to Passaic Street. We had the opportunity to apply for $1 million grant under TAPS, and because of our prior success, we think we have a pretty good chance of getting this grant. But a lot of work had to be done this past week to make that happen, and that was done. The application was filed today, and that would allow us to continue the Passaic Street Riverwalk from Passaic Street heading south towards Wallington. So there's a parcel of property owned by the county. Then there's a parcel of property owned by the Ryback family, a parcel owned by Passaic Valley Sewage Commission, and a parcel owned by Mr. Franchini. I did send you earlier today a copy of Mr. Franchini's letter of endorsement of the project, and I'll let Mr. Boswell just kind of highlight that process and what's been done. In terms of the Christmas tree lighting will be virtual. The mayor and I will work on a program to get something out there to the public, but there'll be no actual Christmas tree lighting. There will be, for the public that's listening, December 16th will be the holiday lighting contest. So if you light up your house and you want to be part of it, log on to the city website, apply, and a special committee will come out and view your house and determine if your house is the best lit house in the city of Garfield. In terms of food insecurity, there's a lot of people who need to be thanked. Our 2 new council members, Councilman Maslag is volunteering all the time. Councilman Herrera just had a big major turkey giveaway. The mayor and the deputy mayor have been running around delivering turkeys. I had turkeys in my car the other day. I didn't have time to deliver them. The deputy mayor took them and delivered them. So a lot of good things have been happening. So when we talk about Thanksgiving, we have a lot to be thankful for in Garfield because of the governing body members who care, because of the Garfield Neighbor Network, because of Strangers Helping Strangers, and because of so many other groups that have come together, the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, so many volunteers, and I think just publicly we have to acknowledge them. For the benefit of the citizens, I have issued a reappointment letter to Judge Giuseppe Randazzo, our municipal court judge. Mr. Randazzo's term is extended through January 18 of 2024. I also have issued a letter recommending that retired detective and current school security officer Sean Delahanty be named a constable in the city of Garfield. To give you an example of the work the constables do, retired detective Robert Ritterick is a constable and is also a court officer, serves us well in both capacities. So a constable position is someone who has, some background and who will assist the city when needed. And finally, Councilwoman Delaney had asked about a municipal court collection service. We are looking at getting a proposal. It's due not this Friday, it's due next Friday. So once that proposal comes in, we will submit it to the administrative office of the courts for approval if it is reasonable. It has to be reviewed by the judge first, and by the court administrator. but I frankly don't see a downside, and thank the councilwoman for bringing that to our attention. Mr. Mayor, with that, that's my report, but I did refer to a couple of things that I think Mr. Boswell should touch on for the council.
Sure. Mr. Boswell. Kevin.
Thanks, Mayor. As Tom said, there was a grant that we helped our grants consultant put together. It's 1,100 feet, runs from Passaic Street down to Midland Avenue. It's widening the roadway to, in some sections, you'll note that we have 4 lanes. In that area, we can't get 4 lanes. It'll be 1 lane in each direction with a turn lane in the middle and a bikeway. We've received separate funding for a bikeway from DOT, and then we've also received other types of funding from Green Acres and at times community development. So the idea is that Mr. Dutch has touched on the DOT federal dollars, and then you also go after the Green Acres dollars, then you go after the bikeway dollars, and you leverage them all together. And the build on that section is about $4 million. And so that would also, you would also add to that about $2 million in acquisition at the end of the day, $1.5 million, $2 million in cleanup, demolition. It's just like we did in phase 1, north of Outwater, phase 2 that Mr. Dutch just talked about, where that's about a $7 million project. That's going to be 4 lanes, and all of the funding is in place for that. All of the county has given us $3 million for that, and we're waiting on the land use permits to be issued. So that's all for that issue. You will see the police out this week with traffic counters. There was a question that was raised on the Safe Routes to Schools Phase 2 as to the amount of traffic on Cedar and Palisade. So we had to make sure it's not above a certain number. So Sergeant Picoul and Ron Polanki are doing the traffic counts at each roadway to make sure they're eligible for those speed tables. So if you see them around town, that's actually to get us that grant money for that program that's already awarded, but the DOT has just come back with that request. I previously provided a status report on November 19th. It shows that we're moving along. We're waiting on some approvals to spend some grant monies. So take a look at that. But there is one item that you really need to take a look at, and that is at well 8C, you have a treatment system for your water that takes out VOCs, volatile organic compounds. And that treatment system was approved as a temporary system. And what we did at well 1A over at Midland and Outwater, and what we did here at 8C, was we put the temporary system on so that we could continue to operate the well for a couple of years while the permanent system received the permits. And it's now coming due where that 2-year period has come due, and you just received the permit from DEP to build the permanent system in late August. August 20th, you received the permit to construct. What that means is that there's not just the current set of compounds you need to make sure you are not in your drinking water. There's a whole new set of contaminants that we have to ensure are not in your drinking water. This system will take care of that. So at well 1A, we're taking care of it. They're called PFAAs. And well 8C, it will also take care of that. So I do strongly recommend that the mayor and council allocate the money by bonding for this improvement. It's about between $500,000 and $600,000. It's $550,000. There's one other item that's in there, and that will allow you to operate well 8C on a permanent basis. And it's a very high producing well. So that's about the only item on our report that requires any type of action by the mayor and council within the next 90 days, I'd say. There's a lot we're doing that we're waiting on authorization to spend money. But again, those items are in somebody else's court. So I would recommend that you consider that for that bond ordinance for introduction at your next meeting. The bonding letter is prepped and being sent to Roy tomorrow. And again, it's the right thing to do, and it's a very cost-effective asset that the city runs there. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Just Mr. Mayor, if I can, again, for the benefit of Mr. Mastag and Mr. Herrera, Safe Routes to Schools Phase 2 is the sidewalks and the safety features around school number 6 and school number 8. Those are the next two that we applied for because the money was there. In terms of Well 8C is located on by Dolphin Park, by the housing authority. So it is a very, very good producing well. When we tested it, the water is like, it looks so pure, it's amazing, but it needs to be properly treated in order for our residents to drink it. So we've had it properly treated. We want to make that a permanent thing. And so I do recommend it. Thank you, Mr. Boswell. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, Kev, so you recommended by the next meeting, we should ask for the bonding?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Drew?
Okay, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, the very next item we have has to do with communications and appointments. As the city manager has indicated previously, Giuseppe Randazzo has been reappointed as a judge to the Garfield Municipal Court. So I am in receipt of a letter from the city manager in regard to that. Also, I am in receipt of a letter from the mayor, Richard Rigoloso, in which he has appointed Everett Garnto as the mayor's appointment to the Housing Authority. So those appointments have been received and will be duly processed. Mr. Mayor, should I?
I'm sorry, can I make one more comment, Mayor?
Please.
All right, I neglected to advise the governing body that when it was brought to my attention, I guess it was 2 meetings ago, that the zoning board was backed up. I did meet with the mayor. I did discuss it with the mayor. The mayor did reach out to Alyssa Semino of the planning board and requested her assistance to get this backlog cleared up. So she has agreed that she would serve short term. It'll probably take about 6 months to get this backlog and applications cleared up. Based on the mayor's discussion with the chairperson of the zoning board, tomorrow I am having all of the files picked up from current attorney Joseph Conti, and they will be delivered to the office of Alyssa Semino so that she can package them and come up with a plan to get our zoning board back on track. That's all I have.
Okay, on resolutions, Drew?
Okay. The mayor has indicated we're moving on to resolutions. So the very first resolution that we have is one which appoints Sean Delahanty as a constable and a Class 2 officer of the city of Garfield. This resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, council member Aloya, council member Calandrillo, council member Aaron Delaney,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso. Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The next resolution is one that approves the liquor license transfer from La Cambusa to STRYV LLC. This resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, council member Aloya, council member Calandrillo, council member Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The next resolution is one which grants a handicap parking space to Felix Polonia of 377 MacArthur Avenue. The resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney, and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calendrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The next resolution, yes, sir.
The resolutions 270 and 274 or 3. Can we
Yes.
just have one reading on all three? They're all the same.
Okay, the resolutions that are listed on the agenda are those authorizing a refund of overpaid taxes for the year 2020. They are listed as resolutions 270, 271, 272, and 273. They are signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney, and if there's no objection, we are taking one roll call vote on those resolutions. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calendrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Deputy Mayor.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent on those 4 resolutions. The next resolution is one which authorizes the city to file a hazard mitigation plan to the New Jersey Office of Emergency Management and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calendrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The resolution is adopted. The next resolution is one in which the interim chief financial officer gives a certification in regard to the COVID-19 special emergency. The resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calendrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The next resolution is one which transfers various items of revenue between various accounts. The resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calendrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The next resolution is one which adds an additional item of revenue. It's a Chapter 159 resolution. It adds $277,236 to the city municipal budget. It's in regard to the CARES Act Coronavirus Relief Fund. This resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calendrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The next resolution asks for RFPs for various professionals for the city of Garfield for the year 2021. The resolution is signed by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calendrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. That concludes resolutions at this time, Mr.
Bills
Mayor.
and claims.
Okay, resolved by the City Council of the City of Garfield that the following bills, number 2258 to 2260, covering trust other account and dog trust fund totaling $26,565.60, and the current fund reserve totaling $1,750.00, and the current fund totaling $2,420,485.75, and the water fund current fund totaling $44,695.85, and the general capital fund totaling $3,195,461.43, and the water capital fund totaling $16,963.25 per attached computer list dated November 20th, 2020. Be ordered paid, and the proper officers are hereby authorized to issue checks for same, provided there are funds in the respective appropriations. Be it further resolved that the action of the mayor, city clerk, and city treasurer in issuing checks and payment on the ratification list, which includes 15 items, prior to the meeting be ratified. Bills and claims resolution is offered by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calandrillo, Councilmember Arundellini,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. Bills and claims are approved. Proceed with ordinances, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, please.
Okay, on first reading, we have an ordinance of the City of Garfield in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, providing for a special emergency appropriation pursuant to NJSA 40A:4-53M to fund a deficit in operations of the city directly attributed to COVID-19, which is anticipated to be experienced by the city in the current 2020 fiscal year. This ordinance is introduced by council members Aaron Delaney and Joseph Delaney. On the roll call on first reading, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calandrillo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Before I go, hey, Tom, real quick. You're on mute, Tom.
Yes,
What's
Mayor.
what's the rate again? for the
All
bond?
right, we anticipate the rate to borrowing, Mr. Lurch had indicated before that it should be about 0.5%. The money is cheap at this point. It makes complete sense to borrow. By borrowing, it gives us more flexibility to keep all of our employees working. We have worked very hard during this crisis to make sure that the people who work for the city can continue to work for the city. This bonding, this temporary financing is an absolute necessity to give the city what it needs to keep our people employed and to keep our city functioning properly. So we need the support, we need the vote. It's essential to the proper operation of the city that we have 4 votes at the next meeting.
Thank you, Tom. I vote aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 absent. The ordinance passes on introduction, and that concludes our written items for voting at this time. Mr. Mayor, members of the City
Before
Council.
we open up to citizens and taxpayers, you will have 3 minutes. Please use your time wisely. Is there anybody who would like to come on?
Mr. Mayor, before you proceed with asking those observing the meeting if they would like to offer comments, just want the record to reflect that we did not receive any written comments via email for this meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody on? At this time, I'll close it. We'll open up the council members' comments. Councilwoman Delaney.
Yeah, I don't really have much tonight. I do want to make a quick announcement. We have brought back to the foyer area of City Hall the plastic film and plastic bag collection bin. This was done in the past to collect plastic to get our sustainable benches free of charge through Trex. Although we're not doing that program anymore, I'm personally volunteering to take that plastic bag and film that is collected to a location where it can be properly recycled. So for any resident that's interested in doing so, it'll be at City Hall in the back foyer entrance. I did ask our city attorney to have ordinances to be reviewed by the governing body. There were 3 different ordinances. So I just asked if we could get some of those drafted and sent to the governing body prior to our next meeting so that we can review them, provide feedback, and hopefully get them introduced. It was in regards to the food trucks, which has been a topic of conversation, curbing, and auto bodies. I just want to say congratulations and welcome to Mr. Herrera and Mr. Maslag, and also congratulations to my other teammates, Mayor Riggs and Deputy Mayor Delaney. It was an honor to run with the 5 of you, and we can officially say congratulations. So I did want to extend that. Thank you to all the candidates that ran. And I just want to say thank you to those voters that had the faith in me to continue serving the city, that supported me, and I look forward to serving another 4 years. Good luck to everyone. I encourage you all to participate in the Christmas light contest. And just happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Enjoy your family this week. Keep them close to you and stay safe, happy, and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, first, I'd just like to mention, one of our annual traditions that we do in the Garfield City Council on our meeting before Thanksgiving is to bring up individuals in the city who went above and beyond. And we usually say thank you to them, we give them a little award, have them to the council meeting. And of course, due to COVID this year, we weren't able to do that. And so no one was chosen. But I just would like to ask every council member, every citizen, everybody to think about how much everybody did this year, especially this year because of the pandemic, and how many people actually helped out, how many people gave of themselves, gave of time, gave of money, everything that we've been through. And I tell you, this year would have been hard to pick any one person or business because so many people went above and beyond. So I'd just like to really just say thank you to the entire city for everything they've done this year. I know we're still struggling. It's still going to be rough. We got a while yet, but how far we've come since March is a really great thing for the city. The election's over with. I'd like to welcome Romy and Pavel. We have the first ever Polish-born citizen elected to the. I see you nodding your head. You can say thanks, Joe. Great question. We have the first ever Polish-born citizen to serve on the Garfield City Council. Amazing thing. We have our first Hispanic in Romy to serve on the Garfield City Council. So I mean, great things. It was a long election. It was a long count for the election too. But it is over with. I'd like to congratulate Garfield 2020. I couldn't have ran with a better bunch of four, especially the young lady who I had the pleasure of running with, Miss Erin Delaney. She showed, I believe, more courage and fortitude than anybody this entire election. I'd say thank you to all the other candidates who ran, and thank you to, I know it's not the last meeting yet, so I'll say my comments for Councilman Calvin Joel and Councilman Aloy at the last meeting, but thank you for everybody who ran. With that, I just want, well, and there's organizations, I mean, Romy, we gave out how many turkeys this weekend? 100 turkeys we gave out. I know Richie gave out a bunch. Neighbors gave out a bunch. Strangers helping strangers. YMCA, and it's just amazing. It's simply amazing that the amount of food and everything that we've done, especially during this holiday season. I never seen nothing like it in the city of Garfield, and hopefully it will continue. I know it will continue because we do have great organizations. I know our library board member Raymond Rivas, he had called me up, and they also want to do a virtual Christmas tree lighting, which is it's sad, but it's something. It's something that we could do during these times. So I'd like to thank him for that. And with everybody, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because I was always taught to be grateful for what you have. You might not have that. And we do have a lot to be thankful for. With that, Romy, Pavel, nice job. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. All right, staying on the thank you theme, I'd like to thank all of our organizations and services. I'll just name them: Strangers Helping Strangers, Garfield Neighbors, our Community Policing Division with Jeff Stewart, our YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, and everybody that volunteers their time. If you haven't gone to this side of the town, you have to see on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The line goes from Midland Ave on Elizabeth Street all the way up to Harrison Ave. And they do a tremendous amount, close to 500 mails daily. I think we're closing in on close to 200,000 mails since March, and that's including the Mashio mails. And this is what I'm talking about. So I'm giving thanks to everybody, even the Mashio people that right now are making meals for the next 5 days because the school will be closed on Wednesday. And they're preparing quality meals to be given out to everybody from 18 years and under. The food will be delivered tomorrow. People can pick it up at the boys behind the rec center with the pop-up produce markets. These are things that, unfortunately, when COVID happened, this is what happened. You see the good in everybody, and you see these volunteers, and these are the same volunteers, the same organizations that have been doing this since March, and it's just amazing. And we really couldn't do. You know, you hear these other cities on how bad they're struggling, and they're struggling because they can't get these things off the ground. And we got it off the ground, and it's a fine, well-oiled machine that is running now. And we plan on having this running all the way through December. We've made connections and partnerships with farms and markets and supermarkets. And, you know, with these connections, we have trucks coming in daily, all the time. So, you know, in the season of thanks, I just want to give thanks to all those people. There's so many of them that are there on a regular basis, and I can't give them thanks. But one day when this is all over, we will show our gratitude. The city of Garfield will show our gratitude to everybody. That I do promise. I also want to give thanks to the Bergen County Commissioners, or the freeholders, especially Tracy Zer and our Bergen County Executive, Jim Tedesco. They gave me 150 turkeys and about 1,000 pounds of yams or sweet potatoes, and we distributed them throughout the city. And it was very much appreciated to our residents. Some of our churches got it, and it was very much appreciated, and it did not go unnoticed. So thank you very much on that end. Yeah, Deputy Mayor alluded to it. One of the things that our tradition was that we used to bring someone up and we used to give them thanks. I remember last year I gave thanks to Judah. You know, he was a young man who walked around town, and let me get this thing over here. Forget about it. We'll put it here. Judah, I think he must be ever gone to. Judah will come in, and we still see him around town now, riding his bike, you know, helping out neighbors, helping out our residents, clean their yards and everything like that. And, you know, it's a great tradition. It's just sad that because of this COVID, we don't have the proper way of saying thanks to some of our residents, some of the people that helped us out. But I can guarantee you that if we were, the people that I mentioned earlier, all these organizations, they will be up here. And, you know, it's just amazing things that are going on. I want to thank my Garfield 2020 team, especially Romy and Pablo. I couldn't run with a bunch of better people. It was fantastic. It was a great election, and you know, I'm very proud of everybody. I want to thank everybody that did run. Again, like I said before, it's not easy to run, and I know we all ran on different you know, opinions on how Garfield should be run, but the next few years are going to be very vital to our economy. And we have to continue to improve the city on a daily basis. And that's what we ran on. We ran on moving the city forward. And, you know, we need to do everything possible to improve the city of Garfield every day. And that's going to be our goal for the next 4 years. So with my 2 new teammates sitting on the city council, I'm looking forward to you guys improving the city of Garfield with us, because we have a vision, and I know your vision and our vision are together, so I'm excited about that. To Frank and Lou, I know you guys have been sitting on the council for 24 years, and it takes a lot to serve the city of Garfield and the residents of Garfield. And even though we had our disagreements, the residents of Garfield will be forever grateful for your service here, Frank and Lou. I appreciate what you have done for our city. I know we had our disagreements, but I do appreciate it. And you know, it takes a lot of fortitude to keep doing what you guys did. And I just want to thank you guys for your service to the city and for our residents, and I'm sure they thank you as well. I have more to say at our next meetings about those guys as well. And to everybody out there in the city of Garfield, you know, just be safe, be smart, you know, the COVID is happening, it's here, the second wave is here, and be careful with your gatherings. Know who's coming over, know where you're going, you know, follow CDC policy, wash your hands, wear a mask. But most importantly, enjoy your holidays. Don't let this be a reason why you cannot enjoy your holidays. You know, I know they say small gatherings and everything like that, that's fine. Find the people that you're comfortable with and enjoy it. All right, it's been a shame that everybody is running, you know, scared of what's going on here, but it is the holidays. And we've been doing our best, and we're going to continue to do our best. Just know what you're doing, take responsibility for yourself, and protect yourself. If you're protecting yourself, that means you're helping out your family and your friends as well, and everybody will be safe, and everybody will have a healthy, happy Thanksgiving holiday. With that, meeting adjourned.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a quick comment?
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's going to be very quick, and there's a reason for it. The students from Garfield High School, the kids are preparing 400 dinners for Thanksgiving morning at 8:30 in the morning. It's through the Interact Club and the Garfield Rotary Club. But the reason I'm bringing this up, the kids have prepared so many dinners, there's 400 of them. They are looking for drivers. So the reason I'm bringing this up, if anyone is listening, if you would like to be a driver, you cannot enter the kitchen due to COVID protocols, but they will have a line of people delivering the meals, and they are in need of drivers to deliver the meals.
Who's the contact person?
Patricia Gallagher at the Garfield YMCA is probably the best person to contact.
All right, 400 million. So I want to thank the Rotary. Thank you, Drew, for bringing that up, because they didn't have that recognition. The Rotary and the Garfield High School, 400 dinners. And now that you said that about the school, I want to thank my vice principals, Mr. Mazzola and Mr. Gray, and all my teachers. They donated meals for families up to 6 with turkeys. So we had over 30 meals donated for families for up to 6. That's turkey, desserts, everything. Well, they weren't prepared, so you have to prepare it yourself. But we took care of some of our families in need, and that's what the holidays are about. So I want to thank my GMS teachers, faculty, and administration. Thank you, guys. Anybody else want to give thanks? For we got thank you to give.
Everybody, great job.
Thanksgiving. Meeting adjourned.
Sure, is there a motion?
Motion.
Moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Delaney, seconded by Councilmember Delaney. All in favor, please say aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.